My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes in life, the person you trusted the most is the one who walks away. The one you gave your heart to is the same person who shattered it. You cry alone, wondering what went wrong. You ask, why me? Why now? But let me tell you something powerful today. When she left you, it wasn't rejection. It was protection. Allah never takes something away unless He wants to give you something better. People will abandon you when it's convenient, but Allah, He never leaves. Ever. Even when you forget Him, He still remembers you. Even when you sin, He still covers your faults. Even when you fall, He opens doors for you. You see, when someone walks out of your life, Allah is preparing to walk into your heart. If only you'd open the door. So stop chasing what left. Start connecting with who never leaves. Hearts break, but with Allah, they heal stronger. You are never alone. Not even in your darkest night. When people walk away from your life, it feels like the world has collapsed. The person you trusted, the one you thought would be with you forever, suddenly disappears. You sit there asking questions, searching for answers, wondering what you did wrong. But the truth is, people leave. Sometimes without a reason. Sometimes with betrayal. Sometimes with a smile. But Allah never leaves. Not in your joy, pain, not in your sin, not in your repentance. Allah remains constant. He is Al-Wakil, the disposer of affairs. He is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. He is always there, even when you feel the loneliest. You see, people are temporary. They come and go. Their love, their loyalty, their promises. All of it can fade. But the love of Allah never fades. The mercy of Allah never weakens. The closeness of Allah never disappears. Even if you've sinned. Even if you've turned away. Even if you've broken every promise to Him. When you return to Allah, He welcomes you with more love than the world could offer. While people measure your worth based on your past or your failures, Allah sees your sincerity, your tears, your silent dollars in the night. And He never rejects a broken heart that turns back to Him. People will forget you. They'll stop answering your calls. They'll move on. But Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. He knows your silent cries. He knows what you don't say. He knows the pain that keeps you awake. And He is the one who will never turn away from you. So while she left you, while others judged you, while your friends grew distant, remind yourself, my Rabb is still with me. He is watching. He is listening. He is planning something better than what was taken away. If you've been abandoned, if you've been betrayed, don't collapse. Don't think you've lost everything. You still have the one who gave you everything in the first place. People left because they were never meant to stay. Allah removes the wrong people so He can make space for the right guidance, the right peace, and the right future. What you thought was heartbreak was actually mercy. What you saw as an ending, Allah sees as a new beginning. Don't beg for love that left. Don't cry for hands that let go. Raise your hands to the one who never lets go. Because when you remember Allah, He remembers you. When you walk towards Him, He runs towards you. That is love, that is loyalty. That is permanence. The world may shift, people may change, but the one above never changes. When people leave, remind your heart with certainty, people may leave me, but my Allah never will. Rejection is something every human experiences, and yet, it stings deeply every time. Whether it's someone you loved walking away, a proposal being declined, a friendship ending, or a dream slipping out of your hands. It leaves a void in your heart. You start to question yourself, was I not good enough? Why me? What did I do wrong? But what if the rejection you felt so hurt by was actually a blessing in disguise? What if it wasn't a failure, but a redirection? From the one who knows what you don't. Allah's plan is always better than our expectations. What we often see as rejection, He sees as protection. What we perceive as loss, He writes as a path to gain. We cry over what was taken away, but we forget that Allah removes certain people, certain opportunities, and certain comforts not to hurt us, but to save us. Sometimes, we're too attached to things that are delaying our growth, our peace, and even our connection with Allah. So He pulls them away, lovingly but firmly, to redirect our hearts back to Him. When you're rejected, don't look down in shame, look up with hope. Remind yourself, this isn't the end, it's the beginning of something greater. Sometimes that closed door you were so desperate to enter was leading to a storm. Allah saw what you couldn't. And so, in His mercy, He said no. He didn't reject you. He redirected you. Imagine a child crying because their parent took away a sharp object from their hand. The child feels pain, confusion, even anger. But the parent knows. This thing will harm them. In the same way, when you're about to walk into harm, emotional, physical, or spiritual, and Allah intervenes, that's not rejection. That's divine love. Allah is protecting your future, your dignity and your soul. Sometimes, we attach ourselves so deeply to people who were never meant to stay, or to paths that were never meant to be ours. We beg Allah for things that, if granted, would ruin us. So He, in His infinite wisdom, withholds. Not because He doesn't love us, but because He loves us more than we love ourselves. So, when someone leaves or a dream collapses, say Alhamdulillah. Not because it's easy, but because you trust the one who is writing your story. The same Allah who saw your heart break, is the one who will heal it. The same Allah who took something away will replace it with something far better. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. Because, He promises. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. You weren't rejected, you were redirected. You were saved. And when you look back one day, you'll thank Allah for every unanswered prayer, every closed door, and every no. Because each of them was leading you to something better than you imagined. Trust the redirection. It's not rejection. It's mercy in disguise. A broken heart is one of the most painful experiences a person can go through. It leaves you feeling empty, weak, and lost. You cry silently, hoping someone will understand the depth of your pain. The people around you might not notice, and even if they do, they might not truly understand. But Allah does. And often hearts break not just by chance, but because Allah wants to bring them closer to Him. When your heart breaks, it becomes soft. It becomes aware of its weakness. And that's when it's ready to bow. Not to the world but to its Creator. Allah knows that sometimes, we need to be broken to finally look upwards. When everything is going well, when people love us, when life is easy, we tend to forget. We become distant from our prayers. Our connection with Allah weakens. Our hearts become attached to people, to status, to the world. And in that attachment, we slowly drift away from the one who created our heart in the first place. So, Allah allows something to break it. Not to punish us but to remind us. Not to destroy us, but to rebuild us in a better, purer form. When your heart is shattered, when tears don't stop, that is the moment your soul is most vulnerable. And that's when it's most honest in dua. That's when your sujuda becomes deeper, your prayers become longer, and your whispers to Allah become sincere. Pain strips away the ego. It removes the pride. It reminds you that you are weak and Allah is strong. It pushes you to the one who never turns away the broken. There is a secret in heartbreak that most people don't realize. The most powerful connection with Allah often begins at your lowest moment. When your heart bows to Him in pain, it opens the door for peace to enter. True peace doesn't come from the return of someone who left. It doesn't come from the success you're chasing. It comes when your heart learns to rely only on Allah. When it bows fully to Him and finds comfort in His remembrance. Even the Prophet Muhammad went through moments of deep sorrow. The year of sorrow, when he lost both Khadija and Abu Talib, was a time of heartbreak and grief. But through that pain, Allah brought him closer, honored him, and strengthened him for the mission ahead. So never think your broken heart is the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of your most beautiful spiritual journey. If your heart is broken today, don't be ashamed. Let it bow. Let it cry to Allah. Let it fall in sajda and release the pain. Because Allah says in the Quran, indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. When the world fails your heart, your Rabb never will. Your heart broke, so it could finally bow. And that bowing will lead you to strength, peace, and a love that never leaves. Your worth is not defined by who walked away. It's not measured by the person who left you, ignored you, or made you feel like you were not enough. Too often, we tie our value to the acceptance of people. People who are themselves flawed, confused, and temporary. When someone leaves, we begin to question everything about ourselves. Was I not good enough? Was I too much? What did I lack? These questions eat away at our confidence, leaving us broken. But here's a truth that can heal. Your worth is not tied to who left you. Your worth is tied to who created you. Allah. Allah created you with love, with care, with honor. You are a creation of the most merciful, fashioned in the best of forms. The one who formed your soul, placed light in your heart, and gave you dignity does not see you through the lens of others. While the world looks at your status, your beauty, your wealth, or your failures, Allah looks at your heart. While people judge you for your past, Allah sees your sincerity in the present. While others walk away, Allah remains by your side, never leaving, never forgetting. People can be harsh. They can devalue you. They can make you feel invisible. But Allah never does. He sees every tear you cry in private. He hears the does you whisper when no one is around. He witnesses the pain you hide behind a smile. And even then, He still calls you His servant. Still forgives you. Still gives you blessings you never even asked for. That is your true worth. Not in the hands of people, but in the mercy of Allah. Some people walk into your life to teach you that your heart must not depend on them. Allah allows someone to ignore you so you turn to Him. He lets someone break your heart so you open it for Him. Because if your value remains tied to people, you will always be disappointed. No one can love you perfectly. No one can stay forever. But Allah is always there. He values you when you feel worthless. He honors you when others shame you. He lifts you when the world brings you down. Don't let someone's rejection make you forget your worth. Don't let a broken relationship define how you see yourself. You are not unlovable. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are the creation of Al Wadud, the most loving. You are cared for by Ar Rahman, the most merciful, and He never abandons His servant who turns to Him. So lift your head high, not out of arrogance but out of faith. Know who you are, not in the eyes of people but in the sight of your Lord. Because the one who made you, chose you, and guided you is the only one who truly knows your worth, and that worth will never decrease, no matter who walks away. When you lose people, it can feel like you've lost everything. The silence they leave behind is loud. The memories echo in your heart, and the pain can be unbearable. You keep replaying conversations in your mind, wishing things had gone differently. You wonder if you'll ever be the same again. But what most people don't realize is that sometimes, when you lose people, it's not a loss at all. It's a chance to find something greater. To find Allah. Often, we become so attached to people that we place them in positions they were never meant to hold. We give them parts of our hearts that were only meant for our Creator. We expect them to fill our emotional voids, to heal our pain, to stay by our side through everything. But people are limited. They can't carry the weight of our souls. They weren't created to complete us. That role belongs to Allah alone. So, when someone leaves, it feels like your world is falling apart. But in reality, it's a moment where Allah is guiding you back to Him. He removes the distractions. He clears the path. And in that silence and loneliness, you start to hear His call. You begin to feel your need for Him more deeply. You raise your hands in sincere dua, not because you learned it, but because your heart is desperate. And in that desperation, you discover a closeness to Allah that you never felt before. Sometimes, you have to lose people to realize they were never your true support. They were just a means. And the one who provides the means is Allah. The comfort they gave you, it came from Allah. The peace you felt in their presence, it was from Allah. So when they go, don't fall apart. Turn to the source. Run to the one who never leaves, never forgets, and never lets go. Finding Allah after losing people is the greatest gift, because when you truly connect with Him, your heart begins to heal from a deeper place. You stop relying on people for validation. You stop expecting others to fix your wounds. You begin to rely on Allah, the healer of hearts, the turner of hearts, the one who knows the secrets of your soul. And in that reliance, you find peace that doesn't depend on who stays or who leaves. Many people discover their strongest relationship with Allah after experiencing heartbreak. Because heartbreak humbles you. It strips you of illusions. It makes you kneel down and whisper to your Lord in a way you never did before. And that moment, that broken, quiet, sincere moment, is where true connection begins. So don't see your loss as the end. See it as the beginning of your spiritual rise. See it as the moment you were redirected from temporary attachments to eternal love. When you lose people, yes, it hurts. But if it leads you to find Allah, then it wasn't a loss. It was a gift in disguise. Letting go of someone who hurt you is never easy. The pain lingers, the memories stay, and your heart keeps replaying what went wrong. You wonder why they treated you that way, why they changed, why they said one thing and did another. It's natural to feel angry, to want closure, or even to hold on. Not because you want them back, but because your heart hasn't healed. But if you keep clinging to the one who broke you, you will never have space to hold on to the one who heals. Allah. Healing doesn't begin with revenge. It doesn't begin with overthinking, stalking their life, or waiting for an apology. True healing begins the moment you release the pain to Allah. The moment you raise your hands and say, "Ya Allah, they hurt me, but I trust you will heal me." That's where your strength is. Not in forgetting the past, but in surrendering it to the one who knows it all. Because the heart that holds on to hurt can never fully hold on to peace, and peace only comes from Allah. There is a powerful mercy in letting go. When you let go of the one who hurt you, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're not pretending that you didn't cry, or that you didn't break. You're simply choosing to stop carrying the burden they placed on your heart. You're choosing to stop letting them live rent-free in your mind. You're choosing to free yourself. Not for them, but for your own soul. Holding on to pain traps your heart. It keeps you stuck in moments that are already gone. It stops you from seeing the blessings in front of you, because your vision is clouded by the storm behind you. But when you let go, you begin to feel lighter. You begin to see the wisdom in the wounds. You begin to understand that what hurt you was also what shaped you. And more importantly, what hurt you brought you closer to Allah. Allah is Ash-Shafi, the one who heals. He sees every part of your pain, even the parts you hide from the world. He knows the nights you cried. He knows the questions in your heart. And He promises that no pain is ever wasted. When you trust Him, He replaces the pain with peace, the loss with growth, and the tears with strength. But He can only fill your heart with light if you're willing to remove the darkness. So let go of who hurt you, not because they deserve peace, but because you do. Let go because you were never meant to carry heartbreak forever. Hold on to Allah, because He is the only one who truly understands, truly heals, and truly stays. The people who hurt you are part of your story, not the end of it. Allah is the author, and He always writes a better ending when you trust Him with your heart. My beloved brothers and sisters, life will break you, people will disappoint you, hearts will be shattered, and tears will fall. But never forget, when people walk away, Allah stays. When the world turns cold, His mercy warms the soul. When your heart is heavy with pain, He is the one who lifts it. What you thought was the end is often just the beginning of your journey back to Him. Yes, she left you. Yes, they hurt you. But that pain is not without purpose. That heartbreak is not meaningless. Allah allows your heart to break so it can open. Open to His mercy, open to His guidance, open to His love. The very moment you felt abandoned may have been the moment Allah embraced you in ways you couldn't yet see. Don't chase the one who turned their back. Don't hold on to what Allah removed. Instead, run toward the one who has always been near. Speak to Him in your tears. Trust Him with your scars. Because Allah never wastes pain. He turns wounds into wisdom, heartbreak into healing, and loss into elevation. You are not forgotten. You are not worthless. You are not alone. You are a servant of the Most Merciful, and His door is always open. So raise your hands, bow your heart, and walk forward with the strength of knowing she left you. Allah won't, and that promise alone is enough to rebuild your life with hope, faith, and unshakable peace.